Hello, welcome everybody. I am so excited to have everybody here. I have never ever done a live stream before, so this is really exciting. This is totally 100% new for me. But I'm excited to be here. I've been posting videos, but I've taken a little bit of a break. We moved to a new house and just getting settled, and then we've had summer and just really spending that time with my kids has been really nice. So I've taken a little bit of a break, but I have really felt the need to start posting again and the need to start sharing some of the inner work things that I have been working through, because this has been a summer of so much growth. I feel so honored and I feel so grateful for the people that have come into my life at the times that they have come in to help me. It's so amazing to me how the minute that I am ready for the next level in my inner work, and it's actually like the minute before the minute I'm ready, something will show up. Like either my news feed will start popping up with different ideas, different comments, or randomly there will be a new woman on Facebook and I watch her videos or on YouTube and I'll see it and I'll watch it and I think, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I start gravitating towards that. And I know that that's like the next level in my inner work. And it's just, I feel so honored. And as I have stepped into my own feminine energy and learned to step back and to allow these things to come to me as they're needed, it's amazing to watch the universe work and for these things to start showing up for me. And I know it's because I have opened myself up. I never stop doing inner work. So sometimes there's like this misconception that, oh, I'm going to be in my feminine energy, which means I'm just going to sit back and I'm just going to let everything that needs to come to me come to me. I'm not going to actually do anything. And while, yes, that is true, those of you who understand feminine energy or know a little bit about it know that the feminine energy is the energy of receiving. We have the incredible ability to receive things. And then the things that we receive, we breathe life into them and it grows and it turns into something amazing and incredible. But there's also something that we need to understand, that while we may not be actually going out and like looking for those things, and we're kind of just waiting for them to come to us in a timely manner, we are still living in our feminine energy. We are still connecting with ourselves. We are still growing and progressing and becoming. We are working on our intuition. We're learning how to settle into our body, to feel, to really internalize the things that we're feeling and being able to act according to how we're feeling. And that right there, that is what will bring and attract the things that we need into our life. So this summer has been amazing. Like I said, it's been wonderful. I've taken a step back. I've taken a step away from creating content and creating my YouTubes. And I just focused on spending time with my girls and my boys in the time that I had them for a little bit at the beginning of the summer. But like my 8-year-old, she got a new bike. And so we spent weeks, and I'm not even kidding, weeks just riding the bike for hours and hours and hours a day. My legs got pretty well toned. My whole body, I got tan because we were just out riding. And even though I wasn't doing anything to bring people to me, I wasn't doing anything to bring opportunities to me, I was settling into that feminine energy of just playing and connecting with myself. I could have spent those 2 weeks really hyper focused on really hyper focused on creating content, on making these channels and bringing this content to you guys. But I chose instead to be very present with her and very present with my other girls and different things that they're working on doing. And that just allowed me to rest and to play and to really connect with my feminine energy. And it has felt so amazing, you guys. Of course, I still do my journaling every day. I still do my coaching calls with my life coach, and I still embody the idea that I am growing and that I am progressing, and I am so excited for the life that is coming to me. I never stopped doing that, but I didn't actively work towards it. Does that make sense? Like, I just let myself play. And when I let myself play, it was about a month of really just, we would go to the swimming pool, or we'd go here and we'd go hiking, or, we'd ride our bikes, or, sometimes we would just spend some lazy days in the house, watching a show and eating popcorn, just spending time together. And then after that time, like, I needed that rest and relax period, because the beginning of the summer was very stressful. There was some really big changes. My husband and I, our divorce was finalized. And so he was in the process of moving out and moving back to his hometown. And I was in the process of moving out and getting settled into my house here and just getting it furnished and getting everything that I needed. And there was just a lot of stuff going on, not just on the outside of like the logistics of living, but inside and emotionally and just energetically. There was just a lot of pain that comes when a relationship that you had intended to see through, and a relationship that you had intended to have forever, when it ends, there's just so much pain that comes with that. And then also, my boys are living with my ex-husband now. And so I don't have a lot of physical contact with them right now because we're so far apart. And that, of course, also brings so much pain, because it hurts to not have our family unit what we were used to. So I needed to take some time to just play, to reconnect with that feminine energy, and to let her know that she is still safe, that we can play and we can heal through that play. And I promise you guys, there were days and moments where I was like, oh my gosh, I really should be doing X, Y, and Z, or I really should be working on my business. I really should be doing this. And so I would feel guilty, and then I wasn't able to really be present and play and enjoy my time with my kids. But I learned through that Adelle, right now, the best thing that you can do for your business and for your children and for yourself is to sit and watch this Netflix movie, is to ride your bike to the park and sit there for 3 hours and do nothing besides watch my kids play, or, to go on a picnic. Like, that is literally the best thing that you could do for your business. And I had some resistance towards that because we have been brought up in this world that really values the doing. It really values the actively working towards a goal, the actively putting yourself out there, the limiting of distractions, and really hyper focusing on what it is you're trying to put together. But as I have learned more about how the feminine energy works, I was never designed to work in a way that the world is telling me that I should work. I was never designed to do that. It's not that I can't do it. It's that if I want to have the highest level of success for me, that is going to feel good, that is going to give me the dream life that I want, I need to be operating in a way that is authentic to how my feminine energy works. And that took me a really long time to wrap my mind around, a really long time, because again, there's so much value that is put towards the doing, which is the more masculine way of doing things, or of showing up in the world, is that outward expression of doing things. But when I started learning more about feminine energy and the beauty of it and the way that this feminine energy operates and how she shows up, I started realizing, if I want to be authentic to myself, and if I want to show up and not get burned out in a business that I'm creating, I have got to connect with the energy that aligns with my body, which is the feminine energy, because I am a woman. And so I started learning more about that and just realizing that I can settle in and I can rest in the knowledge that the things that need to come to me will come to me in exactly the time that they need to come. So going back to what I was saying earlier, that it's been really, really cool to watch that as I have not disconnected from the world, but allowed myself to connect with myself and my kids and kind of let the other things go. The women that I need to be following randomly show up on Facebook or YouTube. Like they just randomly show up. There's a girl the other day. I every night before I go to bed, I really like to watch or listen to something inspirational, something about people who have achieved the life that they want and different things that they have been able to do and the inner work that they have done to get there. I am all about the inner work because if nothing changes, right? And I am so here for the change. Like I am ready. I am tired of living in the fight or flight mode like I have for the last 20 years of my life through my relationship. And then also, as a child, I'm sure that there was also some issues there. Just life brings things to you. And if you don't learn how to acknowledge the things that have happened, if you don't learn how to really manage and connect with yourself while you're processing these things, then you can be totally blindsided and you can be totally thrown off the rails and you don't even know it. And so I'm all about the inner work to help realign myself to my purpose, to my passion, and to where I'm wanting to go. So anyways, I really like to, before I go to bed, I really like to watch videos or listen to podcasts or something. It just really, it lets me go to bed knowing and seeing other people who've achieved their dreams. And I sleep all night with the knowledge that it is possible. And then I am able to wake up with renewed energy and like, yes, this is possible. I can do this. And it's just been really a really good practice for me. I've been doing it, I think, for the past like 6 or 7 months, and it has changed my whole identity and my whole look on life and how things work. So anyways, I go on to YouTube. It's usually the platform that I like to use the most because Facebook, I can easily get distracted with Facebook, and I don't want to be on social media before bed. I like to have and this is just recent because I know my tendencies, but I've decided to put a limit on, no social media after like 8:30. So I'm not distracted by any of the cute little funny reels or whatever that or memes that people put out. So I'm on YouTube and this girl comes up and she's talking about how she was able to build her $1 million business and the different things that she did and how connecting to her feminine energy is how she did it. And just the ease and the simplicity of it in the terms of trusting herself. I think, and I know from personal experiences that the reason that things get hard for me is because I'm always second guessing myself. I'm always doubting myself. Like I am literally my own worst enemy or my own worst critic when it comes to being successful. So I will have a desire, I will have an idea, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I know that it's me trying to help myself. It's my brain. My brain has never lived in that future reality, right? So my energy, my emotions, I can be like, this feels so right for me. Like this feels like what I need to do. But then my brain it starts to freak out because it's like, well, we've never done that before. It might not be safe. We might die if we do that. We might be ostracized. People might not want to be around us. And this comes from way back when, like way forever ago in the human nature. Like we lived in families, in tribes, in communities, and we had to stay in those communities because that's what kept us safe from like the lions and the tigers and the bears, right? Like we had to have that community. We had to have that community to do our hunting parties. We had to have that community when we would go out and do our gathering, because it was the group that kept us safe. And it was the group that you had to fit into the group. Otherwise, they might kick you out. And what would happen if you were a lone person in this world, or in this place where you wouldn't be protected if you were by yourself. And so we just naturally feel safer when we are part of a group, because it comes from our genetic line. But nowadays, if you were to be ostracized from sorry, excuse me, if you were to be ostracized from a group, it will be very uncomfortable. I'm not going to like play around with that. Yeah, it will definitely be uncomfortable. You will definitely have to figure out like where you want to go from there. You will have to figure out, like, there will just be a lot of things that you'll need to figure out. But you 95% of the time, like, you're not going to die because of it, right? Like, if you leave your family circle, there's going to be pain and there's going to be heartbreak, but you're not going to die from it. You're not going to be eaten by a bear because you don't have your hunting party there to protect you, right? You're not going to be eaten by a wolf or whatever, because you don't have your gathering group around you that's going to kind of keep an eye out and watch for different things, right? So going back to what I was saying, like, sometimes I would have this idea and I'm like, this feels so good. Like, I want to do this. This is a passion of mine. I know that this needs to be shared. I have experienced things that have helped me so much. And I want so much to help other people who are going through the same things, to know that just because this is the life that you've been handed does not mean this is the life that you get to live or that you have to live. Like, you get to decide. Just because this is an identity that was given to you doesn't mean it's the identity that you have to keep. Like, they're all choices that we get to make. And there's so much incredible inner work that goes into building yourself up to be able to break out of those confinements. So anyways, like, I will feel like this is what I want to do. But then my brain will come in and be like, oh my gosh, no, like, that's not safe. We can't do this. We don't know how to do this. We don't know how to do the marketing. We don't know how to set up the website. We don't know how to set up all the logistics of the taxes and the payment and all of that stuff. Like, we don't know how to do that. That's really scary. So I get really overwhelmed. And then it will come in and be like, oh, and also, what if so-and-so sees your video? What if so-and-so sees it and they judge you? What if these people see it and they think that you're ridiculous? What if what if all of this, this judgment for you comes out, and then you are kicked out of the group, or maybe you are ostracized, or like, what if all these negative comments come in and maybe they're right? Like, what if they're right that I don't know what I'm talking about? Like, all of these fears are going to come in, right? Because it's your brain that is trying to keep you safe, even though it doesn't know whether or not this new life is going to be safe. It just knows that it's never done it before. And so it's going to give you all of these reasons why not to do this thing. So that will keep you stuck, because it is a scary place to be. Like, I know from personal experience, like, there have been things that have been on my heart for years. Like, oh my gosh, probably like 15 or 20 years, that I'm like, I want to do this. Like, I want to connect with these types of people. I want to build like these types of communities. I want to be safe in these types of places. But the fear will keep you stuck. And until you can recognize that it's just a fear that you have, that it's just your brain talking to you, you're not actually going to die. Like, the chances of you actually dying from starting a business are very, very rare. Okay. When you're able to connect to yourself and really connect to your purpose, and really feel in your body, like, what does it want to do? And when you can connect to that incredible feminine energy, when you connect to her and when you honor that connection with her, and when you set the goal, or you set the intention to allow yourself to connect with her every single day, she starts to really build that confidence within you. So the title of this session, of this live stream is how to stop procrastination. Okay. Procrastination, that is just fear. That's all that is. You are procrastinating because you are afraid of of what might come, right? Like you're afraid that you're going to be judged. You're afraid that you're going to be kicked out of the group. You're afraid you're going to mess up. Like, oh my gosh, that's a huge one, you guys. Being afraid of messing up and other people seeing you mess up and then them judging you because you messed up. Like it's such a fear. It's such a fear. But I want you, the very first thing, if you learn nothing from this, learn that. So this phrase or this idea kind of like my brain. See your opportunity, or see the fact that you are afraid to do something as a gift. Like, do it scared. Okay? You don't have to be ready to do something. Okay? All you need is the desire in your heart, and then you take one step forward. Okay? If you have a desire to share your story with people, take that first step. Like, don't worry about the 15 or 20 other steps that are going to come behind it. Because it's like when you're going up the stairs, you can look at the staircase and you can think, how on earth am I going to get from the bottom to the top if I have to do it in one whole leap? Like, that is literally impossible. Like, you cannot, your legs, even if you can do the splits, your legs can't reach all the way up there. Like, it's literally impossible. But if you were to see this as the steps on a staircase, well, what if I just do the first step? Totally doable. You can totally do that first step. That's not going to stretch you. Like, it's barely even effort. You're just doing that first step. So do it scared. Okay. And then recognize that it is a gift to be able to do it scared. It's an opportunity. I don't know if gift is the right word, but it is such an opportunity to be able to do it scared. And what I mean by this is that back forever ago, right, when you would be ostracized or you would be kicked out, or the potential of actually dying because you broke from the mainstream or because you decided you wanted a different life, like that possibility was legit. Like, if you got kicked out of the tribe, if you got kicked out of the family and you had to go make it on your own, then that would probably kill you, right? But nowadays, that's not the case. So we get scared and we're like bringing on that inherited trauma of being kicked out of the family or the group. But nowadays, you're not actually going to die. So see that scaredness or feel that scared in your body and be like, yeah, this is scary, but I'm not going to die. See it as that launching pad to be like, yes, and I'm going to do it anyways because I can, because I'm not going to die. Like, I actually have the ability to be scared and to do it and to come out on the other side and not die, to have grown into a different person, to be a better person, to have learned so many things. A big fear too is that what if it's not, like, what if I fail? What if I really feel like I should do this? And so I put myself out there and it totally crashes and burns. And then I look like a failure and I'm embarrassed. And then I never want to do anything again. Okay, let's look at that. It is literally impossible for you to experience anything and not learn something from it. Okay, it is impossible. You cannot go to an ice cream store and order ice cream and not learn something from ordering that ice cream. Okay. Like, you can go and you can say, well, I want mint chocolate chip. Never had mint chocolate chip before. It sounds good. So you order mint chocolate chip. There are two things that you can learn about this. One, you can learn, oh my gosh, I freaking love mint chocolate chip ice cream. It is the best ice cream that's ever been created. Or you can taste it and be like, this is the most disgusting thing ever. I would rather just eat my toothpaste. Like, you can learn both of those things. And then you take that information and you use it down the road in the next section of your life. The next time that you go to order ice cream, You can learn, I really don't like mint, so I know that I don't want anything with mint in it, but I love chocolate, so I'm going to try something with chocolate, right? Like you've learned something from this. So what if you were to do this scared and be like, you know what? I am scared, but I'm going to do this and just start. That is one of the best things to do to get out of procrastination is just decide that you're going to do it. Okay? It's that inner discipline. I can teach you everything, all the secret tools, but unless you actually decide to implement them, nothing's going to stop this procrastination. So I'm giving you these ideas and then you can take them. So you have the opportunity to say, I'm going to do this scared. I know I'm scared. I don't know all of the next steps yet, and that's okay. I'm just going to take the first step. I'm just going to create some content, or I'm just going to share my story on YouTube, or maybe I'm just going to write down my story. Sometimes that is a really good thing too. Just getting it out of your head and writing it down and putting it somewhere where you can look at and refer to and and kind of just see it, right? You're getting it out there. So that's the first thing, is just to do it. See that first step and do it. And then the next thing is, don't worry about whether or not it's going to be a success or a failure, because honestly, that is less important than the lesson that you're going to learn. Okay. And recognizing that whatever lesson does come to you is exactly the lesson that you need. All right. So going back to like the ice cream example. So you can go into this and you can say, all right, I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to share my story. So say you share your story and say someone makes it or leaves a negative comment. Okay. The same thing with our experiences, right? Like we kind of get to choose where we want to go with this and the decisions that we want to make next. So someone can leave a negative comment and you can look at that and you can say, oh my gosh, I'm never opening myself up again. I'm never going to do that. I'm going to hold everything in and I'm going to keep it. And I'm never, ever, ever going to let myself be vulnerable again. That is a lesson that you are 100% allowed to take. And if that is a lesson that you want to carry on through life, then that's the lesson that you're going to carry on through life. And it was the lesson that you were supposed to learn. Okay. Or you can take that and you can see this negative comment and you can be like, okay, but I felt so good getting that information out. Like it felt like such a weight lifted off of my shoulders. And while you'll have these negative comments, you're also going to have these positive comments, right? Like you really can't have one without the other because there's always going to be one and the other. Like you always have them together. So you can look at this negative comment and you can say, okay, this person didn't like what I had to say, but look at these other people and my story helped them. So either I can hide because this one person had a negative comment. And let me just say really quick right now, anybody who leaves a negative comment is in a negative place in their life right now. Okay. You cannot show up as a negative person without embodying negativity in your everyday life. Okay. So you may look at this and be like, oh my gosh, this person left a negative comment. Like I'm going to be I'm so worried about this. I'm never going to share it again. But your story was never meant to help or support them. It was never meant to. But then you can look at maybe your positive comments and somebody's like, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing. I have felt the same thing. I've experienced that. I know what you're talking about and the way that you handled it. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to start using that in my life. You turned something that was hurtful and that happened to you and you were able to bless someone else's life. Are you really going to take that opportunity and stop the good that you can give to the other people that need you? Because one person was already angry in their life. They were already unhappy and it didn't matter what you said. They were going to have a negative comment towards it. Like you take every single thing that comes to you and you get to decide what you want to do with that. Okay. You get to decide, what is this going to teach me? What lesson do I need to learn? And you can shut yourself down and never put yourself out there again, if that's what feels right for you. But I would wager to guess that if you're doing your inner work and if you're connecting with yourself, here's what's going to happen. you are going to see that negative comment, and it will hurt because we're people, we're human, right? And we don't like when other people, well, I shouldn't say that, because there will come a time where you will see those negative comments, and you will be like, thank you. Thank you for not aligning with what I'm saying, because now because your energy doesn't align with mine, it's not attached to me, and I don't draw those type of people in. I only draw the people in that are aligned to me. So you will actually learn to be grateful for the people that don't like you or that don't want to listen to your content, because you don't want that type of negativity in your community. Okay. That's a whole different topic, and we can get into that later. But anyways, you can take what you're learning, and as you're doing your inner work, you can grow, and you can just learn to be like, I see that was negative. I can feel it, but I'm not going to internalize it. And I'm just like, all right, well, that's their truth according to their truth. All right. It has nothing to do with your story, has nothing to do with you, has everything to do with their thoughts about what you're saying, has nothing to do with what you're actually saying. All right. And when we can let go of that, and when we can let other people have their own thoughts and their own ideas, then it frees you up to have your own thoughts, your own ideas. And I want you to think of somebody that you really look up to. Like, who is somebody that you really, really enjoy watching their videos or their podcasts or any of the content that they put out? And it just lights you up, whether it's something silly, whether it's something that's funny, whether it's something that's really like heart aligned, something that's just really, just you feel so good after watching it, or something that they're teaching and you're just like, this is true. This is what I need. How would you feel if they were to have taken one negative comment and be like, oh, I can't do this. Nobody wants to listen to me. I'm going to quit posting. Your soul would be like, no, I love your content. Please keep posting it. I need it. It fills me up. I wait all week to see what you're going to post next. Like, I need it so much. Please don't stop. Well, you are the same way. So going back to, how do we stop procrastination? You just start. You just do whatever the thing is that you need to do. And the procrastination, like, you need to recognize that the reason that you're procrastinating is because that you are afraid. All right. There is a fear that you have. And when you can kind of look at that fear and be like, okay, what is it? Like, what am I really afraid of? What is it? So look at that and be like, okay, well, am I afraid of what other people are going to think? What type of inner work do I need to do that is going to help heal me from being afraid of what other people think? And don't wait to start until you've finished healing. Okay. You recognize it, recognize that is a fear, but then also start anyways. Do it scared and realize that it is a gift and it is opportunity. You're not going to die. You are going to learn something, and you are the one that gets to decide what it is you're going to learn. Okay. People are going to love you and people are going to hate you, and it's going to have nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Okay. It's how they are connecting and how the thoughts that they're having about what you are thinking or what you are saying. So really, really focus on that, just doing it scared. Okay. Another comment or another question that sometimes I'll get when people are like, well, like, I know that I need to start, but like, I'll be on Facebook or whatever. And okay, so this is what I do sometimes. And I've heard from other people, this is what they'll do as well. And like, you'll be scrolling on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or whatever. And the next thing you know, 3 hours went by and you're like, what just happened? So if you know that this is a tendency of yours, set a timer. Okay. Start learning that self-discipline. Self-discipline is one of the main things I think that you can do to get out of procrastination when you learn to be self-disciplined. So set a timer and be like, all right, I am allowed to be on social media for, 10 minutes at a time. This is what I do with my girls. So they have a cell phone. They all share a cell phone. I have 3 girls and they all share a cell phone. And this phone is really only for them to be able to contact their dad and for him to be able to contact them, so that it doesn't have to go through me, that they can do it. They can call him, FaceTime, text, whatever they need to do. Well, of course, because they're girl, or not just because they're girls, because they're children, and because they have watched how the world operates right now, they want to be on social media, right? Or they want to be on YouTube or whatever it is. And so they have a time limit. Each of them get 10 minutes a day to be on whatever type of social media they want. So what if you were to do that? It will limit how long you're on there. And when that timer goes off, have that self-discipline to be like, okay, I told myself that I was going to get off, and then you need to get off. Procrastination is it's like a it's like a habit. Like you will develop a habit of procrastination. Okay. And when you continuously let yourself um instead of like getting off of social media and getting to doing what you're wanting to do, and you just like, oh, just 5 more minutes, oh, just 5 more minutes, you have to train yourself out of it. Okay. So just to recap, how to get out of procrastination. Do it scared. Recognize that procrastination is just fear, and just do it scared. It's okay to just start. You don't have to know all of the steps. You just need to know the first step. You just need to take that first step. Okay. Just do it scared. Also recognizing that you are going to learn something. Okay. You cannot have an experience in this life and not learn something. So don't be afraid. Don't procrastinate because you're afraid of what is going to happen next. Because what you're going to learn is exactly what you need to learn. And it is going to springboard and launch you into the next phase of your life. Okay. Don't be afraid of it. We're not living in a time or a day where you're going to die if you are ostracized from a group. Sometimes the best thing that can happen is that you are ostracized from a group, that you see who your real friends are, and you're like, real friends and real people that want to connect to me, family support me. And if these people choose not to support me, then it is time for me to find a new community of people that support me and people that build me up and people who love me. Okay. So just see opportunities as not punishment, as not something to be afraid of. It's something that is going to push you into the next part of your life. So don't be afraid of that starting. Just start. It's okay to be scared. And then also really learning how to self-discipline yourself. Set those timers if you need to. Or what I had done is so on my main screen on my phone, I knew right where my Facebook tab was, right? So I would get in my mainstream, and there were times where I would get on my phone to do something different. Like maybe I was going to go into my calendar app, or maybe I was going to go into an email. I open it up, and the next thing I know, I'm in Facebook, and I was like, how did I even do that? So I moved that icon to like the third page on my, I don't know what it's even called, on my screen, right? So you can swipe over. It was like on the very last page. There was a couple times, you guys, it was so funny. I make myself laugh. There was a couple times when I would open my phone up and I would go to click where my Facebook was. And I don't remember what I put there, like the calculator or something. I don't even know. And all of a sudden, like it was the wrong thing. It wasn't Facebook. And it made a shift in my brain. And now I can get onto my phone because I have it. I keep it on the third. So I have to actually work to get to it. So just like changing things around. Self-discipline helps you to decide to do it, and then you need to actually get in there and do it and change things around if you need to. All right. The main thing is you decide to stop. You decide to stop procrastinating. You decide to do it scared and know that it's okay. You decide that you are going to learn something. What is it going to be? What is it going to teach me? Am I going to use it to launch myself into the next phase of my life? And know that you can never, ever, ever make a mistake as far as like growing a business or stuff like that. You're never going to make a mistake, because even if when you post something and you realize, I wish I hadn't done that, it wasn't a mistake. It was a learning opportunity. So now going forward, you're not going to post maybe the more personal content, or maybe you're not going to be posting this type of content. You're going to be more selective on who you share with or what you put out there. It was never a mistake. It was always exactly what we were supposed to learn, exactly when we were supposed to learn it. Just like the beginning of the video, as I was doing my inner work, the exact people that needed to come into my life came in when they needed to. And it's the same thing with what we were learning. You learn the exact thing that you need to learn at the time that you need to learn it. And then you get to take what you've learned and you get to decide what you're going to do with it. Okay. And aligning to your divine femininity, that is huge as well. When you connect to yourself and you really learn how to listen to your intuition. Your intuition is what is going to push you past that desire to procrastinate. When you connect with her and when you let your divine feminine and your healed femininity out, she doesn't want to sit in procrastination. She does not want to do that. She is ready and willing to accept and to receive the things that need to come to her. And sitting in procrastination is exactly opposite to your healed femininity. Okay. So really connect to her and she will help you push through. She will help you to do it scared. She will help you to learn what you need to learn from it. I have just really enjoyed talking about this because I feel like so many times we feel like we should do something. We're really excited to do something, but then we don't because we're so afraid of what other people might think or say. And that is just us procrastinating. That's just us blocking the blessings that are coming to us. We've got to stop. You've got to stop. Decide today that you are no longer available to procrastinate, that you are no longer available to sit in fear, that you are ready for the next step and start listening to your intuition and let her guide you. All right. Thank you guys for coming on. This has been so much fun. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everything that you've said. Thank you for the support. I love this. If there's any topics that you are wanting more clarification on, or if there's anything that you're wanting me to cover, please let me know. I am so excited to share my inner work journey and the different things that I have learned and the growth that I have seen. I look at who I was a year ago and who I am today. We are completely different people in the best way possible. I am so grateful for the experiences that I've had. I am so grateful for the people that have come into my life that have mentored and have supported and have taught me the things that I needed in the moment that I needed them. And I'm so grateful that I have learned to really listen to my intuition and let her guide me in what it is that I feel like I should do. Like, this topic has been on my heart for a couple of days, but it just didn't feel right to post a couple of days ago. But I woke up this morning and I was like, Adelle, we're doing it. We're going to do it right now. So I got up and I got myself ready and I didn't really know what I wanted to say. I was actually going to sit down and like journal and write, but that didn't feel good. It felt like I just needed to get on here and just put myself out here. So all of this is just totally off script. It's just, I open my mouth and I let my intuition guide me. And it is amazing to me. Last night, I was going through some of my old YouTube videos that I had posted and I was watching them and I was like, I freaking love watching my videos. I'm so proud of the things that I'm saying. I'm so proud of the fact that I am doing this scared because, you guys, this is not my natural state. Okay. This is not, this was never something that I wanted to do. This was never something that I felt drawn to really put myself out there and to share my experiences. But as I was watching myself do it scared, there was something that shifted in me. And I felt so proud of myself. The growth that came from doing it scared is more than any growth that could have come if I would have waited until I was ready. Stop the procrastination. If you are ready for a different life, if you're ready to grow, do it scared. That is the most growth. That is the best inner work that you can do because you are proving to yourself that you can do it scared and that what you have to say has value. And then I would recommend maybe not like right at first, but down the road, go back and watch and see some of the things that you have posted. You will be amazed. The energy that I showed up with in my videos a while ago was the energy of just trusting that what I needed to say would come out. And it was such an uplifting energy for me. Even though it was me talking like 3 or 4 months ago, I learned something. And I was like, that's right. I forgot that we had gone through that experience and I'd forgotten what I had learned from it. So this is such a good way for you to document your growth and then for you to go back and watch, because it's not just valuable for those that are looking for ways to grow and heal. It's also valuable for you to go back and be like, I am healing, I am growing, and you continue to grow and you continue the experiences that you have had, like the painful experiences that you have had that you wish you had never had, and you've learned something from it. You will continue to learn things from it. Like that painful experience was such a valuable experience because it continues to teach you years down the road. Like, how cool is that? I would not change any any of the painful experiences that I have had, even though sometimes they still bring me pain. So I feel like I wish that I could have done things differently. I am grateful for the things that I've experienced because I have learned and I have grown, and I would not trade the things that I have learned for anything. I have not traded the woman that I have become, the person that I've become, the mom that I have become, the friend, the daughter, the sister. I wouldn't trade that person for anything. I'm so grateful for that. So I want to leave that with you. I hope that this has been helpful. Like I said, I love talking about my inner work journey because it has been so transformational. I love you guys. Thank you so much for seeing this, for watching this. Definitely like and subscribe if this is something that you want to see more of. And I will see you on the next video. If there's anything that you want me to share, anything that you want me to clarify, please let me know. I am so happy to do that because this is such a passion of mine. I love you guys. I will see you for the next video.